You know, when you start your career as an advisor or start out as an investor, there's risks that you think about, and a lot of times you're thinking about risks such as corporate problems, maybe overspending, missing earnings, all these types of things that can happen. One of them that you don't think about often and that is not quite common is a global pandemic, such as the coronavirus. And today we're seeing its impact on the U.S. markets. We've already have experienced the impact globally as China's economy is basically running to a standstill here as they try and figure out how to deal with this virus. And now today we're seeing more and more cases popping up all over the globe. It goes without saying it's a unique event, but it is what we would define as a systemic risk type of event, which is risk that you really can't diversify too far away from, and something that you tend to want to just ride out. Now, whether it's a short-term problem, we've already seen a short-term blip if you define it today, or whether it's a long-term problem, I think it's just going to be remains to be seen. All that to say, that's why we built our process. That's why we have the different stages of money in most portfolios, so that we can ride out whether this is a short-term or a long-term storm. We'll know soon enough, but I think over time, it's just important not to let your emotions drive these types of decisions. Yes, a global pandemic is quite fearful in and of itself, especially you add on the layer of worrying about your investments on top of it. I think it's all important. Let's just take a deep breath. Let's make sure that the asset allocations that we're in are appropriate. And we spent a lot of time over the last couple years with every client discerning and thinking through the long-term investment policy for each client. I think it's important we just stay the course. Now, one of the things that's happened this morning that's quite unique is Charles Schwab and Fidelity's online trading platforms both shut down. And if you were a client and you were trying to sell something, you weren't able to. They're claiming that's because of a very high volume of activity on those platforms that shut them down. We don't know yet what the real truth is, but I find that quite interesting. And who knows how they're going to have to deal with this down the road. But again, take a deep breath, and let's certainly hope that our global leaders figure out how to control and contain this virus, and hopefully its impact is already been seen, that we don't continue to see more and more broad impacts. If you have any questions, give us a call, 713-9773-800, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.